Hi guys, Dog here. I've got another review for you guys. I've been asked by a couple of my subscribers to do a helmet review on one of the new helmets that I've purchased. I've been riding with it now for about 5 months, and when I bought it I had no idea the horrific tragedy that was going to take place, but it's made by AGV, the Italian company. I'm not sure how many American riders will take note of this, because I do know AGV's not as popular as it is over here in Europe, but it's the AGV GP Tech, so it's their top of the line race helmet, and as you can see, yeah, it's the Simoncelli rep. Now obviously before we start this video review, I've got to talk about Simoncelli. He was my idol. I mean, after the crash, every time I would watch him, he was the guy that got me back into it. I aspired to ride like him, and every time I watch MotoGP, he would be the one that I'd be watching. If he'd have crashed, which was quite a lot, but if he'd have crashed out, I felt like there was no point in watching it anymore. So, what happened was just horrible, and my thoughts and good wishes go out to anyone who felt the same, especially his family. So AGV GP Tech, it's a new helmet to me. I've worn AGV quite a lot before, but I've never worn the GP Tech. So I got the Simoncelli rep, and the biggest thing I've noticed against this and the Arai is the aerodynamics of this helmet are just second to none. When you go back to the Arais after using this, even on the road, you can tell a massive difference. It's like the wind just streamlines over it, because the best aerodynamics is a teardrop, so that it's not pointed at the front, but it's like curved, and then it crescents off into this like speared effect. Now what I found that was really great as well was the vents. Not that many companies do vents like this. They're quite an unusual way of doing them, but you've got your two front forebrow vents, which open like that and just close back. They've got a middle setting as well, where you can open them halfway, and then they've got the chin vent, which it's got 3 settings. It's got open, closed, and then you can push it up just to push the visor slightly up. So like on a cold morning, you can defog. Well, I mean, the visor doesn't actually defog, but I wear glasses inside the visor, so it fogs up my glasses. And then you've got the exhaust vents, which, I mean, you can count them. There is a lot of exhaust vents there. It's basically, the faster you go, the more air this flows. It's not gonna ever struggle, with the air amount. So the air vents are great. The aerodynamics are great. What a lot of people were talking about this as opposed to other helmets, for why they wouldn't buy this to an Arai or a Shuri, is the visor, because they say that the visors, they don't come with the pin lock inserts. You can't wear pin locks, so they steam up, because the anti-fog coating that they put on their helmets doesn't work very well. So well, I agree with that, but now they've come out with pin locks. They've got pin lock and racing strips. The pin lock you can choose. If you're in the UK, I got mine from racevisors.co.uk, and you can actually choose to have the pin lock insert put in and have your free pin lock. So get a look at that. I mean, the visor mechanism's really simple. It's got a red tab there, you pull it down, it comes off, you do the other side, pull it down, that's it. And it's one of the easiest mechanisms. I mean, doing it on your head on the road, you can probably do it. I've never had to, but you can probably take it out and put a clear one in. Okay, so spoken about aerodynamics, spoken about the visor. Also, the visor, I've found that the clarity of the visor is great. The only downside to this visor is that when it's closed, it doesn't have a sealed feel to it like the Shoeis do. Like you know, they've got the spring-loaded visors, but this, it's good, but it's not the best for the visor. If you've not had a Shoei, you won't be able to tell. But if you've had a Shoei, you'll know. You can tell the difference. I mean, the quality of this helmet, I've been riding it for about 5 months, like I said, and I've not had anything go wrong with it. There's been a few talks about the stitching in the neck roll, but I've not found anything with that. I was told by AGV that they've actually updated the neck roll for 2011, so they've got a different stitch method on this, so it won't get worn. Quality as well, the quality of the inside of the helmet is the best I've ever seen. I mean, I'm not sure if you can see that, but you know, all the red felt lining and the stitched embroidered emblem in there. I mean, that is just attention to detail that no one needs to do. But like the Italians, you don't need to do anything, but it just looks fantastic. It feels great. It's one of the best feeling helmets, better than the Arais as well, actually, in terms of comfort that I've ever rode in. The quality of the paint so far has held up great. I've seen a few videos on YouTube about the Rossi replicas where the actual vinyl paint has been coming off a little bit, and that they could like push it and it had creased, but not had any issue with that. I mean, the quality of this, to me, it's brilliant. You know, you've got no bits that could come off in the event of a crash. You've got no bits that are going to come off that you have to replace like you do with the Arais. I think the quality, from what I've seen, it's some of the best ever, really. I mean, it's right up there with Arais and Shoeis. Everything you've ever rode in, it's right up there. My personal view on this helmet, I use this helmet whenever I can. I choose to ride this helmet over Shoeis and Arais. I've got both, and I use this. I film on the bike with my Arais because I've got the drift attached to it, and you know, it's adhesive. But I think if I would have got this before, I would have used this actually. For cold weather riding, because it's coming through the winter now and we can barely ride without, you know, getting cold, it's actually really good. You know, as long as you wear something to cover your mouth, because this thing, even on closed, you can still feel the air coming at you. So you've got to wear like a little balaclava or anything to cover your mouth. Apart from that, the vents close on here, keeps you nice and warm, and then in the summer you open them up and you can just feel every inch of wind blowing through there. Well, personally, I think this is my favourite helmet. I'm not going to say it's the best helmet out there, because there's a lot of helmets. It's personal preference. It's also personalised to your fit and your head. Arai's fit me better than Shoei's do. AGV fit me about as good as an Arai. Maybe Arai fits me a little bit better, but the feel of this helmet is just second to none. I feel like I concentrate more when I ride in this helmet. It gives me less to worry about. It feels lighter than an Arai. It feels lighter than a Shoei, and it's because in Europe they don't have to do any Snell tests. You know, the safety tests are really good, but they're different. They're all about how much a helmet can absorb, not how much can a helmet withstand. You know, so basically, like if an Arai hits the ground, it's like a brick wall, and it's just gonna withstand anything. This, it absorbs the impact, and although that sounds bad, the helmet is actually going to take all of the impact. So yeah, this helmet's going to get damaged pretty bad, but your head's going to be fine. And I know whilst I'm saying this, the tragic events that caused Simoncelli to die because of his helmet, but it would not have mattered what helmet he was wearing then. What happened happened. It was a freak accident, you know, like a lot of us get into, and some things you just can't explain. But I can assure you, it was not this helmet the reason that it came off. It was just the sheer force of what happened. So that's the AGV GP Tech. I hope you like the review. If you want any more, just keep asking. Any helmet reviews, gloves, boots, suits. I mean, I get quite a lot. So anything from Dainese, anything from Alpine Stars, let me know. I'll show you what I've got. I'll review it for you guys. And it's just an honest review from me. You know, I'm not getting told or paid anything. It's just my opinion on these helmets and these products. And for me, the AGV GP Tech is the helmet that I'm going to ride in from now on. Okay, thanks guys, and stay tuned for more. Thanks.